Не слишком приятное зрелище, верно?
No, and so unnecessary. Rampaging through the streets, slaughtering innocents, yet they still think they're doing the right thing. Sad, isn't it? Anyway, no point in worrying about it now, I guess. What did he say? How is he planning to get us down into the Undercity? So a system designed for genocide turns out to be our path to salvation. If fate has anything, it is a sense of humor. Anyway, there is one thing I wanted to ask you before we set out. If things happen as Aranthiel thinks they will you surrender to Quarak?
Не знаю, если есть какой-то способ пережить это, я предпочту попытаться.
I can relate to that. I'll go meet up with Sharim and the Grandmaster. I'll see you there.
Подвал. Ох, нихуя себе. Этот мудак тут делает.
Poison gas tunnels. If there's one thing the Holy Order has always been, it's creative. My respect for that, Arithio.
Мое почтение.
They're here. One moment. It's a sigil, and it can only be opened by one bearing the Grandmaster's sword. Follow me.
That was all of them.
In case you were wondering, those 3 water gates up there contain the Starling machinery which releases the poison gas. As long as we do not open them, we can pass safely through the tunnels.
So, this tunnel system, how many exit points does it have? I assume that a single exit into the Undercity wouldn't have sufficed to poison it all by itself, would it?
No. There are a total of 8 exits, and we will be using the one that leads into the Crow District. According to Maragil, we should be able to find a suitable entrance point into the old depths from there. What a waste of time.
Enemies, get ready. Prepare yourself.
Где он там хреначит?
Here we are. Lead the way. You know this area better than we do. Yes.
Ну так чё встали-то, ёп? Придурки.
Here we are. Lead the way. You know this area better than we do.
Fight to flee.
You will not stop us! Never!
Lucky. Damn you!
We will transcend this world. We won't stop their cleansing.
Thousands of lightning bolts crashed down onto the wretched city, destroying everything, even the shack of Enderal and Sunlight. Yes, and those who still doubted the divinity of the lightning after their defeat were smitten by it. The smell of smoke and embers.
Damn you!
Like the bite of a ha! Like the bite of a flea.
Let it go, Friar. They've already passed judgment.
This is the place. Skyrim.
Yes, take over.
Impressive.
Entropy.
Lead the way, Prophet. You know what we are looking for.
Saira, you look pale. It was the echo again, wasn't it?
Да, но в этот раз все было как-то по-другому, сильнее.
Stronger.
That might be because we're getting closer to where the last cleansing happened. If we just follow the visions, they might lead us directly to the temple, and thus to their version of the beacon.
Блин.
Kira. Lost ones. But what is it? Their eyes.
The High Ones. They're trying to prevent us from reaching the temple. What a waste of time.
Точно, я могу кувыркаться. Что за нахер был?
The city of a thousand floods. The name of the sun. It's so beautiful.
And dangerous. Come, we need to get down.
He has betrayed us! Jakal opened the gates and now they're killing everyone!
The temple! Retreat to the
You
temple!
had a choice, and you've chosen ignorance. Now pay the price.
What did you see?
Перийцы. Кто-то тоже их предал и помог этому Джакала попасть в их город. И похоже, его мотивы близки к Ареку.
What? Yeah.
Yes?
All that we've done so far is almost identical to how things went for the Pyreans. We are still part of the pattern.
But does that mean everything we have achieved hasn't made any difference at all? That we found the black stones, the ancient starlings.
All that the prophet has seen is that someone betrayed the Pyreans too, and that this jackal was deluded as this fool Koarek. We knew that already. We are the first to be so close to lighting the beacon. I can feel it.
сидит, хрен застрял.
All these corpses. How can they still be here? They should have decayed long ago.
Good question. It looks like magic to me. Look at how gray their skin is. Like ashes.
Cleansing. It must have done this to them. What we see here, it must have been their final moments before the Highlands devoured them.
I fear you're right. They must have tried to get into the temple, into safety. In vain. This is tragic.
Yes, very tragic. Are you done?
Of course.
Impressive.
I suppose we have company.
You are impressive, you know that? Everything around you is falling apart, yet you refuse to give up. Tell us, Saranthia, what makes you keep going?
Are you trying to manipulate me? If so, save your breath and fight instead.
Oh my, so grim. How nice it would be if everything could just be killed, wouldn't it? Even the past. Tell us, do your companions know the truth about you? All of it?
Let's go. This is pointless.
Pointless. You wound us. All we want is to help them understand. Just look at them. How clueless they are.
Are you deaf? Shut up. Your games don't work on me.
You'll take that as a no.
But there has to be a way.
Not here in Inodan, Tio. We could hide the pregnancy, but a living child? A lightborn and immortal. It's blasphemy. As ridiculous as that may sound coming from my mouth. You could flee with him, you know. Take him somewhere where no one will find you.
What? Erlander, that... No. They would recognize us for who we are.
Not if we took precautions. But even if they did, no one would dare oppose a Lightborn. No one. Tilo, please, don't let him grow up without a father. He will be special, I can feel it, and he will need you.
What is this? But... No, I can't. The Council, Erlander. You know what they said about me. They want to do it.
You mean the exaltation? I can't believe you just said that. This is about a child, Tilo. Our child.
Yes, our child. Why don't you tell me another 1,000 times? I have obligations. Stop this! Damn it. And you should know that better than anyone else. You know how hard I've worked to get here, Erlander. And now you want me to give it all up? For this thing?
Tio, how? I just don't know what to say. Being a seraph, it's a title by the name of the sun. A title. How can that possibly be more important to you than... Oh, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
Of course you can't. You've never known what it means to have to fight for something. We will give him away to one of your servants. It is better that way, for him and for us.
What would have happened if you had been there for your son, I wonder? Would he have ever started to blame the gods for this deep hatred lurking inside him? You made your son into what he became, and all because a promotion was more important to you than your own flesh and blood. And that is why you will fail here, don't you see? Because failing is what you do. As a soldier, as a protector of the gods, and as a father. You are a butcher, a loser, not the glorious savior you want people to remember you as. Admit it already.
Kirash, that's a lot of work. What are your orders, Grandmaster?
We will see about that. Shut up. You people the cards. You prophet, fight at my side. Quickly now, to the gate.
Garage. It's locked. What do we do?
We will break it open. Do you see the ballista up there? Keep a Sakarish. You. Wait. Do you feel that?
Ну, понятно.
Wait. He's moving.
Yes. Yes, that is good. Stay with us.
Что случилось?
You were hit by a piece of debris, but we are safe, at least for the moment.
Дракон? Куда делся дракон? Где он сейчас?
His attack brought down the entire facade, but it also cut him off from us. You will not be able to get inside here.
Что с Калией? Где
The
она?
building came down on top of her. There was nothing we could do.
Пиздец.
I know how close you were. I'm sorry.
Но мы должны найти ее.
Yes, and we will. But to do that, we need to find another way out of this place. So, no matter what else we do, we first have to go deeper into the temple.
И что теперь? Что нам делать?
We finish this. That arrogant display of the High Ones was a bluff. They are afraid of us, and this puppet show out there was their last trump card. But they have failed. We're here, and we are close. All that matters now is that we summon the High One and take the Numinos from him. Then it is over. Thank the gods your injuries are only superficial. Just try to keep up.
Is it important?
Pathetic.
Garage. Did you see that?
Interesting. That must be the echo. We are so close to where the last cleansing happened that not only the Prophet sees it, but we do as well.
Is it important?
No offense. The beacon is all that matters. Understood? They must not harm it.
There it is. The beacon. By the gods, how similar they are. Sharim, do you have the word of the dead with you?
Yes.
Good. Then place it in front of the beacon. And prepare yourself. Prophet, it is now up to you. Somehow you must recall the moment when the last cleansing happened. If Yaela's theory is right, this is the only way to get our hands on something close to a physical form of a High One.
И как мне это сделать? Я не могу контролировать эхо.
No, but maybe you can somehow lure it. According to all that you have told me so far, the echo seems to react to things or situations connected to the cycle. Take a look around and see if you can find something.
Хорошо, посмотрим, что у меня получится сделать. Дайте мне немного времени.
All right.
They are similar to magic, or the power responsible for the tides. They are pure energy.
He has betrayed us! Jakal opened the gates and now they're killing everyone!
The core of this sickness is in people's heads. It is a way of thinking. But you will never understand that, High Priest. Will you?
The beacon was created to banish the High Ones from existence. But to do that, we need something from them. It was almost as if the beacon longed for the stones. They are the key. I feel it.
The name of the sun. Is that...
A High One. We have made it. How are you feeling, Prophet? Luring the echo like that, it must have strained you.
Так оно и есть, но я в порядке. Это место кажется таким странным.
It does, indeed. We are in the consciousness of a past civilization. Do you see that up there? Yaela was right after all. This is our Numenors, the essence of a High One.
I wish I could see this.
Unbelievable. I have done it. In spite of everything.
Разве Выше не чувствует, что мы здесь? Почему он ничего не предпримет?
We are in his thoughts. What could you do against that? Time does not exist here. At least not as we know it.
И что теперь? Как мы заберем сущность из сосуда?
We will see about that. Maybe that question will answer itself. Sharon, do it. Carry the container to the essence.
As you command, Enderal.
What is it? What are you waiting for?
Tell me, Arantheo. Back in the ruins, when the High One showed you that memory, it was the first time you expressed real agitation. Not anger, but agitation. What you did to your son, do you regret it, I wonder? That you abandoned him in exchange for prestige and power?
What?
I don't think you do. What got to you was being reminded of your own failure. Regret? You don't know that feeling. You never have. Not even after Kira.
Child, what are you?
I hired the mercenaries with Khalid. I helped him kill Lashari. And I let the Naramis into the city. And still, you don't have the slightest idea who I am, do you?
Why, you were there. The night of 1,000 fires.
Yes. I survived your massacre. One of only a few.
Then you did not follow my son because you shared his ideals. You did it to get to me. What follows now? Justice?
Justice. I am done with this world, Arenthio. I have been for a long time now. The only reason why I'm still here is a promise I made to someone. The promise that one day, I will be the one who takes everything from you.
Yusla, this is madness. Whatever you are planning to do, it will affect the whole world, not just me. If you want my death, why not just wait, damn it? Once we have lit the beacon, Korek will kill me. That way, all those innocent lives will be...
Just shut up! You take me for such a fool? As if there's anything in this world you would want more than to die a martyr! Tiamor Arenthio, conqueror of the High Ones, savior of mankind. You like the sound of that, don't you? You like it so much. You know, at first, I was so frustrated with all the setbacks. When the Prophet saved Lashari's research in Aldrashengrad, and when Quarek's first attack on the city didn't succeed. But then I realized that all of this would be so much more gratifying than anything else I could do to you. Your final attempt, and so close to your target, only to fail by my hand.
You asked me once what my daughter's name was. Do you remember?
Yusla, I beg you, please.
Lena. Her name was Lena.
Пиздец.
No. That's impossible. You fool. Miserable, selfish fool! You killed us all!
Impressive, Arenthio. You really were close. A shame that you were too preoccupied with yourself to see it coming.
Beasts! You damn beast! He was possessed! Possessed from the start!
Oh no, Arenthio. I'm afraid that is only half true. We reap, but you sowed. Of course we possessed him, but you did all the heavy lifting back at Kira, when you gave the order to massacre everyone dear to him, including his wife and his poor daughter. And so, it is a happy ending after all, isn't it? Without the Merinos, you have nothing to use the beacon's power on. And the only thing it is good for now is the destruction of your own beloved city. It will be a feast, and there will be nothing left of you once we've devoured you. Nothing but cold, gray flesh. It is just as we said. You have failed as you always have done. What is it, Arenthio? Lost your tongue?
No. 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 I have not. Not at all. You have just presented me with a solution.
Are you deaf? There is no solution. The cleansing will happen, and you will all die.
Yes. Yes, we will. Your Messiah, the citizens of the city, the armies, we will all burn like the sun. And then, it will be over.
You're fantasizing, Aranthio. Without...
Not this time. Here we must go our separate ways. Believe me, I wish it were otherwise. But in your condition, you would just be a burden. And I cannot afford any risks. I'm sorry.
Чё? О чем ты говоришь? Что ты задумал?
The High Ones are right. We cannot use the beacon to banish them anymore. But do you remember what the Archmagister said? Without the Numinos, the beacon's energy would burst out without direction.
Да, именно поэтому мы отправились искать Нуминос. Если бы мы зажгли светоч без него, это вызвало бы...
Cause a massive explosion. Yes. And that is the only thing we can do for mankind now. Koarek was and is essential to the High One's plan. Whatever shape the actual cleansing takes, he wants to make sure it will happen. And we profit. We may have failed in breaking the cycle for ourselves, but not for the others.
Других?
The other people of this world. Araziel, Kira, Kile. They're affected by the cycle as much as Enderal. And I know that there must be people like us. People who have had the same dreams and feel what is about to happen. And if we kill Koarek and his armies, we buy these people time. Time to gather knowledge. Time to build a new beacon. And time to light it themselves.
Так значит, ты хочешь взорвать маяк? Но как же город? Как же все те люди, что погибнут?
Those whom the Nerimes have not yet massacred anyway, you mean? They will die, as you and I will. But they will do so for mankind's salvation. And this is something worth dying for. It is the only way, don't you see? Either we die here, rotting with the Pyreans, or we choose to give our death meaning by at least stopping this fanatic Koarek and his armies. The High Ones are a lot weaker than they pretend to be. I feel it. We were so close to destroying them. And I have faith in the others out there who will fight them. They will succeed where this scum Sharim made us fail.
Что? Ты совсем потерял рассудок? Мы не можем приговорить к смерти весь Enderal. Ради какой-то смутной надежды. Эти люди, они верят в тебе. Аренталь.
So, a shepherd cannot decide the fate of his sheep. What is this really about, Prophet? Your life? The life of this woman who's so dear to you? Now is not the time for arrogance and selfishness. All of this is about more than just us. That you fail to see this disappoints me, Prophet. I thought better of you than that. But it does not matter anymore. I've made my choice. I'm sorry.
It all begins with the dreams.
Опа. бесплотный. Мы потерпели поражение. Когда Ренталь приказал Юслану извлечь Нуминос, Юслан признался, что все это время вел двойную игру. Он стоял за атакой на старый Рашенград, он убил Лишари, когда та начала его подозревать, и он же вместе с Бартером впустил в город неримцев. Причиной всего этого его семья погибла во время резни, носящей тысячи пожаров, на Кире, в которой был повинен Арентеаль. Когда Юслан покончил с собой, тем самым уничтожил Нуминос, высшие завладели его телом, вновь посмеявшись над Арентеалем. Теперь Арентеаль намеревался победить их еще один. Последний раз зажечь светоч без Нуминоса, уничтожив арки большую часть Эндерала, одновременно убив себя, хранителей армии Корека и оставшихся в живых мирных жителей.
Enter the mind of a high one? I hope you're joking. This was their last stand. They are afraid of us. I feel it. You've killed us! You've killed us all! You have just shown me the solution.
Фига себе. Да ну нафиг. Блять. Че, нифига. О.
No, this is impossible.
Что за... Кто ты? Что это за место?
Why are you here? Be gone, Phantom. Be gone and leave me to my slumber.
Фантом? О чем, черт побери, ты говоришь? Что это все значит?
Then this isn't a dream. You really are here. But why? The prophet dies when the Emperor leaves him. This is the course of the game. It has always been so. Explain yourself. How did you find this place? And why do you still exist?
Женщина под вуалью. Она вылечила меня и открыла портал.
Her? But why? She does not have a mind. She does not have feelings. So why should she do this? But still you speak the truth. I can feel it. Then could it really be that the unlikeliest of all eventualities has become reality and brought you here?
Самого невероятного из всех возможностей, то есть то, что я здесь, совпадение?
Coincidence or caprice, I do not know. The veiled woman cannot be understood.
Я не понимаю, о чем ты говоришь. Кто ты? Что ты?
I am sorry. It's been too long since I've spoken to anyone. I have had many names. The Arcarians called me the God of Death. The Moonskin people, the Warden of Dreams. The Pyreans, the Demon of the Deep. For your people I am, or was, the Black Guardian. Pompous names, I know. However, I am none of these, neither god nor demon. I am only an eye, condemned to observe again and again.
Ты знаешь перийцев? Именем богов, сколько же тебе лет?
Does you measure time? Older than your most daring chronicles go back, by far. I have seen them all, since our people fell. Every civilization, every cleansing, every turn of the cycle.
Получается, ты как-то пережил очищение твоей цивилизации? Ты один из древних звездников?
What? No. The Starlings came long after me. I was only a fool who wanted to save his own skin at any cost. I knew the cleansing would come. I had known it long before the Red Madness and the war started. But I also knew that fighting it as my people did, and as most do, was pointless. So I looked for another way to prevail. And I found it. What you see here is the result. The Goliath. As I like to call it back then.
Голиаф? Что именно это такое?
What is it? My self-dug grave. What it was meant to be was a body of steel, an immortal machine with which I planned to merge my consciousness. Only organic life could be reaped by the High Ones, and I thought that by becoming a machine, I could fool them. By the name of the sun, how brilliant I thought myself. I wanted to become a god, laughing in the face of time. But let me spare you my self-pity. What happened, happened.
Выходит, ты собирался пережить свою собственную цивилизацию, но зачем? Чтобы жить в мертвом мире?
No. Joining the Goliath meant immortality. All I had to do was sleep and awaken once more when the cycle started again, and new life came forth. Except that this new life would not have been defenseless. I would have been a true god to them, one capable of protecting them from the High Ones. No imaginary figure like the Creator, no false gods like the Lightborn were, to speak in your language.
Но твой план сработал, ты построил эту машину, стал ей и пережил очищение.
As the only one of my people, yes. But it happened faster than it should have. And when the cleansing occurred, the Goliath was not yet finished. And as the Emperor unleashed the light, I had no choice but to complete the joining too early. A fatal error, as it turned out. I did survive, yes. But I am trapped inside this unfinished machine. And ever since then, all I can do is watch. Again and again.
То есть ты можешь только наблюдать, мы здесь на глубине в несколько тысяч лиг, разве нет?
Yes. But a part of the Goliath is the eye. It allows me to see what happens on the surface everywhere. Not as literal as you imagine, of course. I see schemes, feel emotions, similar to your gift, to the Echo. But they are enough to understand.
Так, чисто для ясности. Ты здесь с тех пор, как высшие поглотили твой народ?
Yes. It was not how I planned it. The Goliath in its final form was meant to be divine. A synthesis of man and steel. But I overestimated myself. And I acted too quickly, driven by fear.
Мы еще не проиграли. Поглотят ли нас высшие или нет, зависит от того, что произойдет, когда Ренталь взорвет светоч.
No, you do not understand. You are stumbling through the fog, even now that it is almost over. By themselves, the High Ones are not the problem. If we would just see them as they really are, they would become powerless.
Бессильны?
Yes. It is hard to put into words. I myself do not know everything about the High Ones. Only that they are part of something we call the cycle. A civilization arises and blossoms, and then, always at the same stage of their development, the High Ones appear. And with them, the Red Madness. People start losing their minds, wars erupt, and chaos rules. Until 2 or 3 years later, the cleansing happens. The moment when the High Ones devour the collective consciousness, the gathered minds of this civilization, to give birth to a new one of their own. Despite all of this, nobody knows what drives them. Perhaps they act out of malice, out of an urge to survive, or perhaps they do not even have a will of their own, but are like a force of nature. But I do know one thing, as powerful as they might be, it is mankind who gives them that power. We make them into what they are, because what nobody understands is simply this. The High Ones feed on what humanity has the most of. Their ego, greed, pride, fear, and their everlasting search for an enemy who is responsible for all their misery. It is those traits the High Ones make use of. These characteristics are what make us human. And by themselves, they are harmless. Only when we bury them, when we deny them, then they play into the High One's hands. So why is this, you ask? It is simple. The High Ones alone cannot make the cleansing happen. Only a human can. With the beacon, my knowledge about it is as limited as my knowledge about the cycle. It has existed since the beginning of time, and despite what you might now believe, the ancient writings about it are true. Lit by the ones who carry the Numenos, it can banish the High Ones once and for all. But it can also destroy us. Because what happens when it is lit without a core is far more than an explosion. It is the cleansing, the triumph of the High Ones. And even as we speak, a human, Tialor has done it again. A bright light will appear from the heart of the machine and open a hole in the sky. And within hours, it will spread throughout the world, and they will all feel it. A fire that burns them from within. A white light which will break through their flesh. Do you understand now? The High Ones have no power. All they do is to feed on our weaknesses, manipulate us into bringing about our own destruction. It is we who forge the sword that kills us, lead them to their victory, even though the key to salvation has always been in our hands. But instead of realizing our folly, we make the same mistake. We repeat the same fate over and over, and only because we refuse to see the truth. Yes, the High Ones are our enemy. But who wants to hear that it is our ego, that dark voice within us, that empowers them? It is so ironic. The moment we would realize all this would be the moment it all came to an end. But we do not. Dreams, thoughts, visions, they are everywhere, but the principle is always the same. They throw a tainted seed into a fertile ground. The rest happens by itself.
Странно. подписку.